Hey? Yeah. Hello everybody, David Clark here from Ex Animo Wine Company. As promised, I've got a little wrap up of my time at Barcelona Wine Week a couple of weeks ago. When was that? So the first week of February, I think. We received an email, I don't know, November, December, asking us if we wanted to go to Barcelona Wine Week, and we said yes. A few emails back and forwards from the Catalonian government, and they paid for me to go to Barcelona Wine Week, which was great. So I went on the Monday and the Tuesday of the show, which was 3 days, so I didn't go the third day, but I went full days on Monday and Tuesday. Hadn't been in Barcelona for 25 years about? No. 21 years, so I was last there in 2004, I think, so a little bit had changed. It was great to re-immerse myself in Spanish wine. So Barcelona Wine Week, if you don't know it, is essentially like Wine Paris or Vinitaly. It's just a big conference hall full of wine stalls and wine producers from all over Spain. There was two main buildings, one with Rioja and friends, and then everything else essentially, or what seemed maybe the Catalonian area in that area, but there was some Andalusian stuff there as well. So yeah, there was just 1,000 wines. I think there was 1,300 different exhibitors. And I thought I'd just give you a little feedback of what I found and what I tasted. So yes, we will be importing some Spanish wines coming up. Really, really exciting wines. I've got a nice big list here of possible producers to work with and all that sort of thing. So yeah, very, very cool. So I actually arrived on the Saturday morning, had an overnight flight on Friday, arrived Saturday morning, checked my bags into the hotel, went into the Museu du Catalunya Museum, just down the road from my hotel. Saw some awesome artwork, right from Roman times right up to modern contemporary art from Catalonian artists. It was awesome. Then went out for lunch at a place called Bar del Pla, which is P-L-A, in the Gothic Quarter, and that was just an awesome experience. Just fantastic. A few friends recommended it. They were awesome. Just sat there by myself at the bar and just worked my way through the menu very slowly / quickly. So just started at the top and just ate everything they put in front of me. I'll post a few photos of that on Instagram as well. The artichoke especially was just awesome. Very, very cool. Drank a lot of wine with them as well, took some photos, ended up having a good conversation with the owner's mother, who doesn't speak a lot of English, and I don't speak a lot of Catalan, but that didn't seem to bother us. So nice 6-hour lunch. By this time, my phone has died, and so I can't get my maps back to my hotel, which is about, I think, about a 40-minute walk. And then my next recollection after that really is the police picking me up out of a temporary roadworks fence. So what had happened as I was walking home after this glorious lunch was that I crossed the road, trying to cross the road, forgot that Europe Drive was on the other side of the road, looked the wrong way, and so I had to jump out of the way, and I jumped straight into a fence and flattened the fence. So this was a highly dignified moment of my wine career. So 12 hours after arriving in Barcelona, I've knocked myself out and had to be helped by the police. So I've got up and made up with excuses. Oh, sorry, and then essentially just ran away from them. So I didn't want to go to the police station because I had a 10 o'clock bus to leave for Priorat the next day, which was organised through Ben Henshaw of Indigo Wines, very politely, and I didn't want to disappoint him. So yeah, the next morning I woke up. So I managed to get back to the hotel. I remember snippets of this, so I really did give myself a concussion. So there's like the last 20 minutes before the accident and about an hour after it, I don't really recall much. In the morning I woke up with, sorer than usual, considering I got home probably around about 7 p.m. Had a shower and then got out of the shower and went, oh, I've got a black eye. how did that happen? And then it all started to come back to me. So yeah, it was a pretty auspicious start to my Spanish adventure. And then Sunday, caught the 10 o'clock bus that a few producers organised out to Priorat. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I felt horrific thanks to my concussion. And if you've ever been to Priorat, there's lots of mountain passes, and on the bus I'm sitting there, sweating, slowly turning green, just super lightheaded all day. But it was an amazing experience, food and wine, and just the area, the vineyards, just unbelievable. I'm very, very glad I went, and thanks again, Dominic and Maria, for organising that. It was very, very cool. And then on Monday, that was when the wine show started. So as part of the deal of going there and them picking up the hotel and flights, we have to have X amount of confirmed appointments with producers. So I think I had 13 confirmed appointments over the 2 days, tasting like an absolute demon, and just reacquainting myself with Spanish wine. Really only last worked with Spanish wine in any meaningful manner probably back in Australia. So when would that be? Sort of early 2011. We moved here in 2013, so 2011, 2012. So it's been good 10, 12 years before I've actually worked with the wines and been submersed in them. So I've just made a few notes here. That's why I keep looking down. I apologise. So went and tasted. I've just got some guys here who I want to mention in alphabetical order. Barbadillo, the sherry producer, was awesome. It was great to retaste their wines. Bernal Bolivar from Madrid, very, very cool. Palacio de Fefañanes, excuse my pronunciation, doing some lovely Albarino out of Galicia. Fernando de Castilla, sherry again. Ponce out of Andalusia, they're doing some really great unfortified wines down there. Sala Comunica, Eulogio Pomares, I'm still going to practice how to say that. The Fideos guys are making amazing wines. Josep Forrester, L'Enclos de Paralba, phenomenal. Luis Perez, Mas Martinet, and with by sort of association, the Venus La Universal. Raul Perez, my old boss actually as well, Raul Moreno Yagüe, is making some phenomenal wines. He was my boss back in Melbourne. He was my sommelier boss. It's awesome to see him doing so well and making such delicious wines. Suertes del Marquez, really cool wines. Tewa El Limit were very, very cool. Really great producers. In general, the whites that I'm looking at are really transparent and powerful. They had a couple of warm vintages in 22, 23. So there is some ripeness there, but they're managing their acids. The reds have this lovely, especially up in the north, trying to get my bearings, northeast, a lovely spiciness to them, almost like a fennel or an aniseed spice to them. That might be a little bit to do with the heat as well, but it's not unpleasant, it's not undrinkable. It just gives a nice sort of savoury texture to the wines. They're beautifully made. I mean, I didn't taste many wines that were overpowering or overdone or over-extracted or I mean, New Oak is really not in fashion in the producers that I was looking at anyway. So yeah, from right across Spain. I didn't taste much from Rioja, to be honest. I was tasting mostly from the northwest, so Galicia, Bierzo, that sort of area, Andalusia, Sherry and surrounds up to around to Valencia, and then obviously a lot of wines from Catalonia, so Priorat, Montsant, and the surrounding areas there. So very, very exciting. On a side note, on the business note, it looks like the wine industry, the wine drinking industry, this is not news. I mean, anyone who's paying attention knows this, but it was the first time I've really experienced it and at such a level is that there is a sort of a low level of concern, or a high level of concern, but a low level of action being taken about the shrinking nature of the whole wine market, the world wine market, essentially the declining consumption of wine. There is concern about that, and that was the first time I really felt that in a room. I think in South Africa we're a little bit isolated from that, or it will eventually come to us, but it was evident there for sure. But overall, what a fantastic experience, even knocking myself out and giving myself a little baby concussion and a black eye. Had to get some new glasses because my other ones had a big scratch in them because I hit them with a fence. Watch this space. There's some exciting Spanish wines to come. Cheers.